Okay, so today I'm going to show you how two different methods of counting objects, or just counting. And this is directed towards first grade students. So the first method that we're going to do is we're going to count on a one-to-one correspondence. And we're going to use base 10 frames. So this is a base 10 frame. And each base 10 frame represents 10. And we can see this because there's 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one 10 frame represents 10 units. So we're going to use these two to count our objects. And these are the exact same as this one, except there's just two 10 frames on each page. So let's get out our counters. And we are going to count how many counters we have. So let's start filling out our charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there we have 10 on this, 10 frames. And this is a one-to-one correspondence because we're counting one object at a time. So there we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, let's see, this one too, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and then we'll use this one for our last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we see that we have 48 because 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we know that in each 10 frame there are 10 counters because it represents 10. So that's the first way that I was going to show you how to count 44 objects. Now the next method I'm going to show you is using a hundreds chart. So this is a hundreds chart that you've seen before, and we know to read a hundreds chart you go from left to right, from top to bottom to get all the way to 100, and there are 100 spots because if you go through and count you would count 100. So what we're going to learn today is a method called skip counting. And since we know our even numbers, what I did is I got a chart and I went ahead and just colored all the even numbers. And you can see that there's a pattern that goes down and it skips every other number. So we go like 2, 4, it skips and goes in a pattern like this. So what we're going to do is count to 24 by skip counting using just the even numbers. So here we go. We can just count the blue spots all the way to 44. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 41, 42. So we're stopping at 44. And we could also count regular, 1, 2, 3, but skip counting is skipping every other number, and skip counting is easier because it can go by faster, making it be 2, 4. That's a lot faster to count 2, 4 than 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is how you count by twos using skip counting to 44. Okay, so today I'm going to show you two methods of how to do addition problems using manipulatives. And this is directed to second graders. And the first method, we're going to be using 10 logs. And we're not going to be using the flue chart anymore since we're trying to move away from that. So our problem is, if I had 48 pieces of paper and then added 14 more, how many pieces of paper would I have in all? So for our first number, we're going to need 38. So since the 10 logs each represent 10, because we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know that one 10 log represents 10. So we need 30. 10, 20, 30, and 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for our bottom number, where it's adding 14. So we need one 10 log, which is 10, and 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're doing additions problem, you always start with adding the ones together first. So let's go ahead and just put all of our ones together. And what we're going to ask ourselves is, do we have enough ones to trade in for a 10 log? So let's count and see if we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we see that we do. So what we're going to do is regroup, and we're going to take away our ones and trade them by regrouping for a 10 log. So now we have another 10 log and only 2 ones. So now all we have to do is add together. So let's count how many 10 logs we have first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we can count them by 10 because we know that they represent 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2. So our answer is 52. So now, after that we've figured out that method, I'm going to show you a new method. And for our second method, we are going to be using 10 frames. And this is what just one 10 frame looks like. We see that there's 10 spaces, so that one 10 frame represents 10. And we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm going to use these 10 frames. They're the exact same, except there's just 2 on one page, so that we don't have to use as many pages. So our problem again is, if I had 38 pieces of paper and then added 14 more, how many pieces of paper would I have in all? Just like the other problem. So we're first going to need 38. So let's use our counters to add 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So now I have 3 of the 10 frames filled out, and we need 8 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there we have 38 for our top number. For our next number, we're going to be adding 14. So we're going to use this one to represent our second number, the white one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So up here we have 38 plus 14. So our question that we're going to ask is, where do we begin? Where do we first start? So what we first need to do is look at the charts and say, can I add any of these to fill in a chart? So we can regroup and take 2 from this chart and add it to this chart to represent 10. So now we have 5 full 10 frames. So now what we just need to do is go back and count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2. So now we see that when we added, we have 52. And that is how you do addition using 10 frames.